we look at the solutions to problem set 22 here, which are on statistics, the numerical component, and variation measures in particular. The weather in Ireland is more variable than most. Could you justify this claim? Well, in some countries that I've been to, you have months with no rain, just bright blue skies. In Ireland, we can have hailstones, rain, bright blue skies, and more in a single day, or afternoon even. So in that way, Ireland has far more unpredictable weather than many other places. The weather in Ireland is less variable than most. Could you justify this claim? Well, in some countries, you have severe cold winters and hot summers. In Ireland, it's moderate. The winters are milder due to the Gulf Stream, and the summers are never all that hot. So the weather is less extreme than most. If you have 3 classes, people with the same age in them, with 25 students in them, one is all boys, one all girls, and one mixed. Would you be able to tell which was which if you were given all their heights? Well, on average, boys are taller. 173 centimeters for boys, 163 centimeters for girls. So if you looked at the 3 classes, we'd expect the tallest one, on average, to be the all boys class, the middle one, the mixed class, the smallest one, the all girls one. Unless you're looking at 12 to 13-year-olds, when in fact girls are on average slightly taller. We have the numbers 1 to 10. Work out their range, standard deviation, and interquartile range. So the range is just the biggest element in your set collection minus the smallest one. So if our set is the numbers 1 to 10, the biggest number is 10, the smallest one 1. So the range is 10 minus 1, which is equal to 9. The standard deviation is more involved. First, we need to work out the range, the average. So we add the numbers 1 to 10 to get 55. So we can just create pairs which add up to 11. So 1 plus 10 is 11, 2 plus 9 is 11, and so on, to save us time. Next, we look at how far away each of the elements we have are from the average. So 1 is 4.5 away, 2 is 3.5 away, and so on. So we look at each element, how far away it is from the average, and then square that difference. So for 1 we have 4.5 squared, for 2 we have 3.5 squared, and so on. So we go through all 10 numbers, squaring how far away they are from the mean, and add them up to get 82.5. Finally, we divide this by 10, since we have 10 numbers in this case, and take the square root to get 2.87, which is our answer, the standard deviation. There's also a standard deviation function on many calculators which could speed things up. To get the interquartile range, we order our data, which is easy in this case since they're already ordered. The first quartile is the median of the numbers 1 to 5, the first half, so 3. The third quartile is the median of the numbers 6 to 10, the upper half, so 8. The interquartile range is their difference, so 8 minus 3 equals 5. So they're just 3 different ways of trying to capture the variation within our collection, representing the fact that everything is not exactly like the average. The average, the mean, the median, that captures what a typical number is, while using these measures, the range, the standard deviation, and the interquartile range, we get a sense how much the elements differ from the median, from the average. We also have the numbers 1 to 9 and 1000. Work out their range, standard deviation, and interquartile range. Same process. The range is the biggest minus the smallest, so in this case it's 999. The standard deviation, well, same thing. The average now changes to 104.5 and the standard deviation to 298.51. So we've only removed 10 from our collection and inserted 1000. The interquartile range can be worked out in the same way as the 1 to 10 case. The first quartile is still 3 and the third one still 8, with the difference still 5. So it's like the median compared to the average. The interquartile range is not affected by one big number. We prefer having multiple measures, since that way we can notice when they're giving us slightly different signals. We don't want to pick the one which tells us the story which we would prefer, and not mention what we don't want to hear, since that's what gives statistics a bad reputation. Remember to subscribe in order to be updated when new content is added. Thanks.